Do you ever feel bad for the people inside the facility? That is what the New York Times is reporting. Adam Cray asked one of the masked agents at a facility in Newark, New Jersey that has become the new epicenter of Donald Trump's war on immigrants. Senator Cory Booker, the former mayor of Newark, New Jersey, said he will not vote to give another dollar to Donald Trump's war on immigrants after the senator visited Delaney Hall, a privately owned ICE detention center in Newark, where some people being detained have been on a hunger strike since Friday. Senator Booker posted on social media saying, after seeing who is being held and the conditions under which they're detained, I believe most Americans would agree that this facility is a moral stain on our community. In fact, the majority of the people we encountered have no criminal charges or the kind of violence or criminality that Donald Trump said he was going to be focusing his attention on. This is unacceptable to me. I'll keep demanding this facility be closed now, and to end this administration's chaotic and cruel immigration policy, I will not vote to give another dollar to ICE. Joining us now is Democratic Senator Cory Booker of New Jersey. He's a member of the Senate Judiciary Committee and the Senate Foreign Affairs Committee. Senator, thank you very much for joining us. What is the latest in the situation at Delaney as we know as of now?
It's just getting bad. There was an incident today in which families reached out to us, attorneys and others, about the conditions and what's going on inside of that building. My visit yesterday, there's just no words to describe the reality that we in America are allowing this to go on in our midst because we have a president that has conducted an immigration policy against all of our basic values and our core sense of decency. And I want to just add one more thing to you. Said it's not only a private for-profit prison, but it's part of the corruption that's endemic in this administration, because this is a corporation that showered Republicans with money beforehand. They've got a $1 billion contract. And we know that his immigration cruelty at every mark of it, from people doing transportation, from people that are being hired to do other jobs like the private prisons we see, there's so many people making profit off of this misery and this pain and this violation of our values.
We have Tom Homan, who could not have been confirmed by the Senate, but then was given an appointed position within this Trump army against immigrants, who was caught on FBI undercover video accepting $50,000 in cash before the last presidential election, saying, in effect, that he would be helping people try to get these kinds of contracts.
Again, this is one of the reasons why we have to win in November, so that we can actually start looking at this myriad of no-bid contracts, all the ways. And I think we're only seeing a tip of an iceberg right now, which is terrifying because there's graft and corruption going on everywhere. It's not just smash and grab slush funds. It's not just trading stocks on insider information or the foreign policy decisions the president's making. We know that groups like the GEO Group and others are involved in open-air corruption when it comes to the way they're doing their campaign contributions, no-bid contracts, and more. And so this is the kind of things we need to get to the bottom of. But meanwhile, right now as we're speaking, in Newark, New Jersey, and across this nation, there are fathers and mothers of American children, people that are integral in parts of our communities, grandparents, business owners, and others that are being detained in deplorable conditions. That should weigh on the conscience of all Americans. And for us to be silent about this atrocity, this assault on human dignity, implicates our own dignity and humanity as well.
Senator, there are so many issues that you have to chase in your position now. You're among a group of 20 Democratic senators who are trying to find out something that should not be difficult to find out. How much does Donald Trump's war in Iran cost? What do we know as of now, and what do we need to know?
Well, we know that the president is lying to us and that his administration is lying to us about the full costs of this war. So, of course, there's a cost at home that we're all paying with higher prices, gasoline costs, energy, inflation, all that pain. But our actual military right now, the tens of billions of dollars, we do not have a fair accounting of the true costs to the United States taxpayer. That's why we have to be all outraged that this president is conducting an illegal war and there's no accounting, there's no accountability, there's no oversight. The Republicans that control Congress are not asking the questions that the American people should be demanding to know about President Trump's failed war in Iran.
As you go forward, do you expect to possibly get some Republican cooperation now, possibly from senators like John Cornyn, who don't any longer have a future on the Republican side of the Senate?
Yeah, it's amazing the freedom and voice that people get when they're liberated and on their way out of the Senate. So I'm hoping that John Cornyn speaks his conscience. I'm hoping that he is forthright and that he joins us, like Cassidy recently did, in our war powers votes that I've been leading with some other senators to bring these votes up week after week after week. We're gaining momentum, and the way Donald Trump is conducting Republican politics, it seems like there's more people that potentially could be joining us. But the best way to get this Republican Party to begin to stand up, to hold Trump accountable, to do their constitutional duty is going to be in 5 months at the election, is showing this party that there is a real consequence when you choose loyalty to Trump over loyalty to the people, when you empower a corrupt president as opposed to solving this nation's real hurt and pain that they're paying at the pump, that they're paying for losing their health care and more. This is a moral election now as much as it is a political one.